Hey everyone, we're about to embark on a journey, a deep dive into the heart of authenticity. Now you might be wondering, what's the big deal with being authentic anyway? Well, let me tell you, it's not just some trendy buzzword. It's about showing up in the world as our true selves, embracing our vulnerabilities, and living a life that aligns with our values. Over the next few chapters, we're going to ask some tough questions, the kind that make you really think about who you are at your core. But trust me, it's worth it. Because when we have the courage to be authentic, we unlock a level of freedom and fulfillment that's truly transformative.
Let's start with the foundation, the bedrock of who we are, our values. What truly matters to you? Is it honesty, kindness, creativity, or something else entirely? Take a moment to really reflect on this. Now think about how these values show up in your everyday life. Do your actions align with what you believe in? It's easy to say we value something, but living it out authentically, that's where the real work begins. Think about a recent decision you made, big or small. Can you identify how your values influenced that choice? Maybe you chose to speak up for what you believe in, even though it was uncomfortable. Or perhaps you prioritized spending time with loved ones over chasing a promotion. These seemingly small acts of alignment can make a world of difference. When we live in accordance with our values, we feel a sense of peace and integrity. We're not just going through the motions, we're living a life that feels true to who we are. So, take some time to really explore your values and see if there are any areas where you can bring your actions into closer alignment. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a time when you felt truly alive, genuinely yourself. Maybe you were lost in a creative project, sharing laughter with loved ones, or connecting with nature. What was it about that moment that made you feel so authentically you? Was it a sense of freedom, of being completely present in the moment? Or maybe it was the feeling of being accepted and loved for who you are without judgment? These moments, however fleeting, offer us glimpses into our most authentic selves. Pay attention to these moments. They hold valuable clues about what brings you joy, what makes you feel connected to yourself and the world around you. The more we can cultivate these experiences in our lives, the closer we get to living authentically. Now let's talk about our strengths and weaknesses. We all have them. It's part of what makes us human. But how often do we really acknowledge them, both the good and the bad? It's easy to highlight our strengths, to showcase the best versions of ourselves. But what about those parts we tend to hide, the ones we deem less desirable? Here's the thing. Our imperfections, our vulnerabilities, they're not something to be ashamed of. They're part of what makes us unique. Embracing our weaknesses, acknowledging them with compassion, is crucial to living authentically. It's not about denying our flaws, but about accepting them as part of the beautifully messy tapestry of who we are. When we can do that, we open ourselves up to a deeper level of self-acceptance and authenticity. Think about the different roles you play in your life: friend, partner, colleague, child. Do you ever find yourself putting on different masks, adopting different personas depending on who you're with? Maybe you're more reserved at work, but let loose with your friends. There's nothing inherently wrong with adapting to different situations. It's natural to adjust our behavior depending on the social context. But when we're constantly shifting our personalities to please others or fit in, we lose touch with our authentic selves. Take a moment to reflect on the masks you wear. Why do you wear them? What are you afraid of showing to the world? Unmasking ourselves can be scary, but it's also incredibly liberating.
Our past experiences, both positive and negative, have a profound impact on who we are today. They shape our beliefs, our values, our fears, and our desires. Think back to your childhood, your upbringing, the pivotal moments that have shaped your life. How have these experiences influenced your sense of self? Maybe you learned to be independent from a young age, or perhaps you developed a deep sense of empathy from facing adversity. Our past isn't meant to define us, but it does offer valuable insights into why we are the way we are. By understanding our past, we can start to heal old wounds, challenge limiting beliefs, and step more fully into our authentic selves.
Our relationships are like mirrors reflecting back to us who we are and how we show up in the world. Take a look at your closest relationships. How do you interact with these people? Are you able to be your authentic self, to express your needs and desires openly and honestly? Authentic relationships are built on a foundation of trust, vulnerability, and mutual respect. They're a safe haven where we can let our guard down and be our true selves, imperfections and all. Do your relationships support your journey towards authenticity? Do they allow you to be seen and loved for who you truly are? If not, it might be time to reevaluate those relationships and see if they're truly serving you.
We've all been there, that feeling of wanting to fit in, to be accepted, even if it means dimming our own light. We might laugh at jokes we don't find funny, agree with opinions we don't actually hold, or stay silent when our values are being compromised. But here's the thing, constantly compromising our authenticity to please others comes at a cost. It chips away at our sense of self, leaving us feeling drained and unfulfilled. Think about a time when you betrayed your own values or beliefs to avoid conflict or gain approval. How did it make you feel? What was the cost of that compromise? It's time to start setting boundaries, to have the courage to say no when something doesn't feel right. Criticism and rejection are inevitable parts of life. No matter how kind, compassionate, or authentic we strive to be, there will always be someone who doesn't understand us, who judges us, or who disagrees with our choices. It's easy to let these negative experiences derail us, to make us question our worth or our authenticity. But here's the thing, how we respond to criticism reveals a lot about our sense of self. Do we crumble under the weight of disapproval, or do we use it as an opportunity for growth and self-reflection? Remember, not all criticism is created equal. Some of it might be valid, offering valuable insights that can help us learn and grow. Other times, it's simply a reflection of the other person's own insecurities or biases. Learning to discern the difference is crucial. Think about the people you admire most, the ones who inspire you to be a better version of yourself. What qualities do they possess that resonate with you? Is it their kindness, their courage, their creativity, their unwavering commitment to their values? The traits we admire in others often reflect qualities we value within ourselves, even if they're not yet fully realized. When we recognize these qualities in others, it can spark a desire to cultivate them within ourselves. Pay attention to who you admire and why. What do they see in the world that you long to see? What qualities do they embody that you aspire to cultivate in your own life?
Authenticity isn't just about our own journey, it's also about creating spaces where others feel safe to be themselves. How can we cultivate environments where people feel seen, heard, and valued for who they truly are? It starts with being present, with listening without judgment, and with offering empathy and understanding. It's about creating a culture of respect, where vulnerability is seen as a strength, not a weakness. Think about your own interactions with others. Do you create a space where people feel comfortable being open and honest about who they are? Are you able to hold space for their experiences even if they're different from your own?
Now let's talk about your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. What do you want to achieve in this lifetime? More importantly, are these goals aligned with your authentic self, with your values, passions, and desires? It's easy to get caught up in external expectations, to chase after what we think we want instead of what truly lights us up inside. But when our goals are out of sync with our authentic selves, we end up feeling unfulfilled, even if we achieve them. Take some time to really examine your long-term goals. Are they truly yours, or are they driven by a desire to please others or conform to societal norms? If your goals don't excite you, if they don't feel aligned with your core values, it might be time to reevaluate. What fears or doubts are holding you back from pursuing your true passions? Is it fear of failure, fear of judgment, or maybe even fear of success? We all have fears. They're a natural part of the human experience. But sometimes our fears can prevent us from living the lives we truly desire. Think about a time when fear held you back from taking a chance, from pursuing a dream, or from being your authentic self. What was the root of that fear? What was at stake? Often, our fears stem from past experiences, from beliefs that might no longer be true. By identifying and challenging these limiting beliefs, we can start to move past fear and step more fully into our authentic selves. How do you define success? Is it about money, fame, status, or something else entirely? Our society often equates success with external validation, with achieving a certain level of wealth or recognition. But what if true success is about something much deeper, something more aligned with our authentic selves? What if success is about living a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling, about making a positive impact on the world, about cultivating strong relationships, and about being true to ourselves? It's time to redefine success on our own terms, to let go of external expectations and focus on what truly matters to us.
Think about the legacy you want to leave behind. What mark do you want to make on the world? How do you want to be remembered? Our legacy isn't just about what we achieve, it's about the impact we have on others, about the love we share, and about the values we embody. What kind of legacy are you creating with your life? Are you living in a way that reflects your authentic self, your values, and your passions? It's never too late to start living a life that feels true to who you are, to make choices that align with your values, and to leave a legacy of authenticity.
Now that we've explored our values, passions, and goals, it's time to talk about action. How can we ensure that our daily actions are in alignment with our authentic selves and our long-term goals? It's one thing to dream big, but it's another thing entirely to take consistent action towards those dreams. Start by setting small, achievable goals that are aligned with your values and passions. Break down larger goals into smaller, more manageable steps. And most importantly, be kind to yourself along the way. Change takes time and there will be setbacks along the way. But by consistently taking small steps in the right direction, we can create a life that feels authentic and fulfilling. Authenticity is a buzzword these days, but what does it actually mean to be authentic? There's no one-size-fits-all answer, as authenticity is a deeply personal journey. What feels authentic to one person might not resonate with another. Take some time to reflect on what authenticity means to you. Is it about being true to your values, speaking your truth, embracing your vulnerabilities, or something else entirely? There's no right or wrong answer. The most important thing is to be true to yourself, to live a life that feels aligned with your core values and beliefs.
Our beliefs about the world, about ourselves, and about others have a profound impact on how we live our lives. They shape our perceptions, our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. Think about your core beliefs. Do you believe that the world is a good place? Do you believe that people are inherently good? Do you believe that you are worthy of love and belonging? Our beliefs aren't always based on facts or logic. They're often shaped by our upbringing, our experiences, and the messages we've internalized over time. If we want to live more authentically, it's important to examine our beliefs and challenge those that are no longer serving us. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, something to be avoided or hidden away. But in reality, vulnerability is the birthplace of connection, creativity, and authenticity. It's about having the courage to be seen as we are, imperfections and all. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open ourselves up to deeper connections with others. We create space for empathy, compassion, and understanding. Think about a time when you allowed yourself to be vulnerable with someone you trust. What was the outcome? Did you feel closer to that person? Did you feel more seen and understood?
We are complex beings with many different facets to our personalities. We have our public selves and our private selves, our professional selves and our creative selves. It's easy to feel fragmented, like we're constantly switching between different masks or roles. But true authenticity comes from integrating all parts of ourselves, from embracing our complexities and contradictions. It's about recognizing that we are not just one thing, and that's okay. It's about embracing the messy, beautiful tapestry of who we are. The journey towards authenticity is ongoing. It's not a destination we arrive at, but a process of continual growth and self-discovery. There will be times when we feel more connected to our authentic selves, and times when we feel lost or uncertain. The important thing is to keep striving, to keep asking ourselves those tough questions, and to keep showing up in the world as our true selves. What steps can you take today to move closer to your authentic self? Is it having a difficult conversation, setting a boundary, pursuing a passion, or simply being more present in your life? Every small step we take in the direction of authenticity brings us closer to living a life that feels true and meaningful.
So, here we are at the end of our journey. but it's really just the beginning. The quest for authenticity is ongoing, a lifelong adventure of self-discovery and growth. Remember, there's no one right way to be authentic. It's about embracing your unique journey, your story, your truth. Keep asking those tough questions, keep challenging yourself to grow, and keep showing up in the world as your most authentic self. The world needs your voice, your gifts, your unique perspective. So go out there and shine your light bravely and authentically.